Hi, I'm Beth and I work at the Sorensen Branch Library, and today I'd like to share with you a little bit about Out of the Dust by Hesse. And this book is about a 14-year-old girl called Billy Joe, and the book is set back in the 1930s during the Dust Bowl in Oklahoma, and it's pretty much just her normal life where she lives at home with her mom and dad and plays the piano beautifully, follows after her mother in that way, and talks a lot about the Dust Bowl, and she is writing this in kind of a personal diary type of form, and it's also in poetry form, so not all the pages are completely filled up with words, so a little bit shorter than the other ones, I could say. But it gives a lot of description about the Dust Bowl, and one thing I found really interesting was the fact that it really brought it home when her mother told her how to set the table, and she would set the table with the plates upside down and the glasses upside down, because for fear of dust getting in their food before they would eat. So it was just crazy to think about even being in a home and having all that dust in your food, even inside your house. So it really brought home the fact that this Dust Bowl was such a terrible tragedy in this area. And then I would also like to read to you a little bit out of here. This is an excerpt called The Accident, and this is kind of a turning point in the story, so I'm just going to read this, and then if you're interested you can get the book. It's called The Accident. I got burned bad. Daddy put a pail of kerosene next to the stove, and Ma, fixing breakfast, thinking the pail was filled with water, lifted it to make Daddy's coffee, poured it, but instead of making coffee, Ma made a rope of fire. It rose up from the stove to the pail, and the kerosene burst into flames. So at this point, obviously a tragedy happened in the story, and it takes kind of a turn there. So if you're intrigued and want to know more about this book, I ask you to vote for Out of the Dust by Hesse for your Omaha Kids Read.